Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. And yes, we got another reaction to the media. You guys seem to like these, and I'm going to continue to do these. And today we're talking about Mr. Greeny. He's actually changed his tune on Daniel Jones recently. Daniel Jones had to play out his mind to go 6-1, but he has changed his tune. I have to give him that. But he brings up a pretty good subject. I think this is very valuable to talk about. Valid subject. He says if Daniel Jones continues to play the way that he's playing, will he create a problem for the Giants this offseason coming up and signing him? I'm going to let these guys talk, and I'm going to chime in. You got Mike Greeny, you got Mike Tannenbaum, and you got the former world champion Giant defensive lineman Chris Canty talking. So let's listen to these guys, and let's get into it.
We had a very interesting conversation about Daniel Jones and the quarterback of the Giants, who I believe in more than a lot of other people, including a lot of the team's fans. Like, I hear from a lot of fans, I actually hear the words, Daniel Jones is creating a problem for the Giants by playing better than anyone thought that he could.
Yeah, I mean, I hear from a lot of fans too, Greeny. Join the room.
I feel like when I watch Daniel Jones, Chris, I see an ascending player who maybe, just maybe, could turn out to be really good. Like right now he's good. He's got a skill set. He runs ridiculously well. I think that with the receiving core he has, I don't think Johnny Unitas could be putting up huge numbers. I think he is an ascending player who might turn out to be a really good player. I think you would be out of your mind at this point if you're the Giants not to figure out a way to keep him long term.
Now, I'm starting to feel I do feel the exact same way. I feel the exact same way. I feel that Daniel Jones is a very good player. I feel that Daniel Jones just needs those final pieces on the edges. He needs get him a couple of receivers and watch what this guy does. Give him a couple of receivers and watch what this guy does for this franchise. Everybody's talking about, oh, he's just managing the game and all. He's not doing anything special. Oh, he's not doing this. He's just doing that. Well, look at this list. Since week 4, after that Cowboys game, we've been on a 4-game winning streak. Guess who has the highest total QBR in the league? At 81.7. 7 points higher than the next guy and Patrick Mahomes. Better than Josh Allen. Now, when you go talent for talent on offense, out of those 3 quarterbacks, whose talent do you rank at number 3 as far as the offensive wise? Better yet, let's rank the tight ends. Let's rank the receivers. Now, running back, we got the better running back than those guys, but let's rank the offenses. Daniel Jones has an 81.7 QBR the past 4 games, and nobody's talking about it in the Giants community. Everybody always says, oh, he can't do what Patrick Mahomes can do. He can't do what Josh Allen does. They put up stats. They throw 300 yards. They throw 4 touchdowns. They throw 250 yards and at least 2 touchdowns every game. Patrick Mahomes can leap tall buildings. Josh Allen can fly. You know the only guy on this board who doesn't have a number 1 target that the league fears? It's Daniel Jones. Patrick Mahomes, you got Kelsey, you got McCole Hardman, you got Juju Smith-Schuster, you got Valdez Scantley, you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Very good offensive line. Andy Reid calling plays. Derek Carr, you got Waller, you got Devontae Adams, you got Hunter Renfrow. You got Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Josh Allen, you got Diggs, you got Gabe Davis, you got Isaiah McKenzie, you got the tight end. I always forget his name, but he's a baller. You got Singletary at running back. I mean, come on. That man's QBR is almost 10 points higher than Super Josh Allen. 7 points higher than quarterback of the guys, Patrick Mahomes, with way less talent. But nobody's going to talk about that. So a quarterback that has a QBR of 81.7 is just a game manager. Over the last 4 weeks, out of those 4 weeks, it's been comeback victories in each game. This is the stuff that's not going to be put in the chats. This is the stuff that's not going to be put in Twitter spaces. This is the stuff that they're scared to show you about Daniel Jones, because if he goes out there and gets another contract with the Giants, he proved everybody wrong. This is why you see the fire in Daniel Jones when he's saying catch the ball. Do you know he has an 81.7 QBR and we have the most drops in the league as far as receivers? What if those receivers were catching those balls? Would his QBR be even higher than 81.7? Yeah, it would be. Would it be a 90.7? Maybe. So you can't sit here and tell me that this guy can't be a transcendent player, a transcendent quarterback in his league. If he's putting up an 81.7 QBR with those receivers he has on the field right now, imagine what he can do when he gets his alpha like Patrick Mahomes or Derek Carr or Josh Allen. What numbers can Daniel Jones put up if he gets his alpha? But let's continue on.
Don't feel like you are as sold on that. Give me your evaluation of Daniel Jones.
Well, he's played really good football this year, and I think it's a product of having an adult in the room in Brian Daboll as his head coach. And it's vastly different in that building from when Joe Judge was there, when Pat Shermer was there, and certainly with Ben McAdoo. So you feel better about Daniel Jones' opportunities to be able to evolve as a player in the way that they're using him. They're keeping him out of situations that in the past we've seen turnover-worthy plays from him. He's done a good job of protecting the football. They're allowing him to use his legs on zone read schemes, and they're picking and choosing their spots where they want to go over the top. And you saw that early in the Jacksonville game to Darius Slayton for that touchdown on the first drive. Daniel Jones showed, based on the looks that defense was giving him, that he could take advantage of opportunities in the passing game. And when the Jags made the adjustments, in the second half, they moved to the run game. Daniel Jones using his legs as a threat to the defense, and then Saquon Barkley closing it out in the fourth quarter. I think Brian.
Very good coaching, very good game plan. Congratulations to Mike Kafka, Brian Daboll, Daniel Jones, and Saquon Barkley, and the defense stepping up when needed. See, one of the knocks on Daniel Jones is, they're putting him in situations that he doesn't have to make turnover-worthy plays. Why would you put a quarterback in a situation where he has receivers that are underwhelming to put the ball in the air 40 to 50 times? Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense. Like, make your arguments make sense. What is he supposed to do when receivers are dropping balls and receivers can't get separation? He's still supposed to throw for 50 times, 300 yards, and 3 touchdowns? Without the personnel to do it? Like, the people that make that argument, what are you getting at? Does he have Mahomes' talent out there on the field at the receiver position, or Derek Carr, or Josh Allen? No, he doesn't. But guess what? He's doing what you said he needed to do in the beginning. Get it done. He's getting it done. Oh, Daniel Jones, the only way he can win is if he's in a perfect situation. Really? Is this the perfect situation? Is this the perfect offense? Do we have the perfect weapons out there? Do we have the perfect offensive line? Are the receivers catching everything with one hand? Are the receivers jumping small bounds to catch touchdown passes? What's perfect around Daniel Jones? Why is he winning? Why does he have 5 comeback victories? What's perfect around the Giants right now? What's perfect? I thought you told me that Daniel Jones had to be in a perfect situation to have any type of success in this league. Do you know that only thing that he's gotten really is a healthy Saquon Barkley and good coaching? And he has the second best record in the league. And over the past 4 weeks, the highest QBR in the league, over your Justin Herberts, over your Josh Allens, over your Joe Burrows, over your Patrick Mahomes. Oh, but he doesn't have the millions of stats that those guys have, so he can't be as good as those guys because he's not putting up the same type stats with way lesser talent around him. I get it. Make these arguments make sense, man.
And Daboll has a good pulse on his team. He understands what they do well. He understands what they don't do so well and keeps them out of those situations. But with the Daniel Jones of it all, as he continues to win games, the Giants are going to have to move closer to figuring out a way to retain him. The only concern I have with that, G, is that is it going to be at a number that we're going to regret 2 or 3 years from now?
So Mike T, that brings us directly to your
And
area of expertise.
that's a very good assessment, but you got to worry about that with any player. With any player. Kenny Galladay proves that. Any player, you worry about the number. Is it going to be worth it 2 or 3 years down the line when you're playing a player that's ascending and that's making waves in the league? Any player. But I tell you what, you take Daniel Jones away from this team. If he balls out and does everything that this organization has asked of him, that sends a bad message to your team. That sends a bad message to your fans. And it doesn't make your organization look good at all. But let's continue.
Because you said something that I sort of suspected, but I wasn't sure. In your opinion, if Daniel Jones were to hit the open market, you think he would have a robust market and someone would throw a ton of money at him?
Don't say the wrong thing, Mr. Mike Tannenbaum, because according to a lot of Giants fans and a lot of people around the league, nobody would give Daniel Jones a second look if he was on the open market. Out of 32 teams, nobody would give him a chance. He's Daniel Jones. Who wants Daniel Jones? We can offer Daniel Jones $10.5 million, and he would have to accept it because he wouldn't have a market. So let's see what he has to say.
I feel like that's what you said on TV today.
Yeah, it's supply and demand, Greeny. There's about a third of the NFL that has big question marks at receiver. And some of them,
quarterback, yeah.
Excuse me, a quarterback.
Yeah.
And some of them are non-obvious. Like we talked a little bit about the Saints. We talked a little bit about the Buccaneers. There's a lot of teams.
2 teams I mentioned.
Take even, for example, the Miami Dolphins. I don't think they're going to sign him, but do you think they're going to feel comfortable to sign Tua to a long-term deal given his injury situation? So when I say a third of the league, it brings out some other teams. And my point is there's a great cliche that applies here. And, Chris, you kind of touched on it. When you evaluate a player, the type sets the floor and the character sets the ceiling. So he's been through Shermer and McAdoo and Judge, and clearly he's a great kid. He's working hard. And I'm sure if I'm John Mara, I'm really intrigued. Like, what does Daniel Jones, guys, look like in 3 years with Brian Daboll? Unfortunately for them, they're not going to have that luxury because if they tag Saquon Barkley, Chris, which you suggested, and then they say, hey, we want to pay Daniel Jones reasonable, Greeny, to your point, there's going to be some team, if Frank Reich survives, for example, gets one more shot at it, there's no number that they wouldn't pay Daniel Jones who would at least solidify the position from an athletic standpoint and an age standpoint.
But here's the
Exactly. People act like Daniel Jones is going to be like 30 years old after this season. He's still going to be 25 to 26. Took a team that was not very talented on offense besides him and Saquon Barkley to 11-6 or 12-5 record and went into the playoffs. And then if he wins a playoff game, you mean to tell me a quarterback like that is not going to have any type of market? Oh, I don't want that guy. Oh, he sucks. I don't want that guy. Falcons, oh, he sucks. I don't want that guy. Buccaneers, Brady retires. Oh, he sucks. I don't want that guy. The Colts, oh, he sucks. I don't want that guy. Hell, the Texans, oh, he sucks. I don't want that guy. Hell, shit, even though they drafted Malik Willis, you think the Titans wouldn't want Daniel Jones if they make a playoff push and they decide they want to move on from Tannehill? Ah, he sucks. I don't want that guy. Hell, the 49ers. Oh, he sucks. I don't want that guy. Hell, the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, he sucks. I don't want that guy. Hell, the Washington Commanders. Oh, he sucks. I don't want that guy. The Detroit Lions. Oh, he sucks. I don't want that guy. Y'all better wake up, man. Y'all better wake up, man. If this guy can have an 81.7 QBR, which none of you guys are mentioning, with the receivers that he has out there right now, imagine what he could do if he had some receiver talent around him that's on the level of those guys you want to compare him to and say he sucks because he can't do what those guys do. Imagine if he had 2 or 3 receivers out there that can route you up. Or if he had a dominant tight end like a Mark Andrews or somebody out there that could run routes like a receiver and box you out like a big-ass tight end, like a damn power forward. Imagine if he had something like that on the field with him. How would it look? Y'all better wake up and smell the DJ Roses, man. This dude is a good quarterback and can ascend to be very good, close to elite if you put some talent around him at the receiver position. He has Saquon Barkley and an alpha receiver out there, and Tony gets healthy, and Wan'Dale Robinson out there, and Bellinger takes another step. You don't think this offense will be much better? How stubborn are you? Y'all better wake up, man, and pay attention. We're being set up for success. And you're going to look real crazy still talking bad about Daniel Jones if he takes us far in the playoffs. Because if he can win a playoff game with these guys or just even make the playoff with these guys, imagine if we get a receiver out there that everybody has to respect and people fear. Imagine the plays that we can run now that we have a receiver out there that people fear. And we keep Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley on this team. Whether that receiver comes to the draft or a trade or whatever. Y'all better start really thinking instead of just hating. Y'all better really start seeing what's going on instead of just looking. Y'all better listen instead of just hearing. This team is good, and with a few more pieces can be very good to elite. Starting next year, starting this year. Good coaching, good scheme, good quarterback, good running back, good receivers. And we'll see. Because that just puts them on a level of those other quarterbacks. Good coaching, good running back, good receivers, and good tight ends on some of them. It's time to even the playing field. And it's time for us to go out there and dominate too with our quarterback, Daniel freaking Jones. How do you like that? Or should I say, how you like them apples? But this has been New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. Hit that like and the subscribe button. We are 17 members strong. Trying to get to 30 by the end of the month. Hit that big blue join button. Thank you guys for watching. And until the next episode of New York Giants Full Access with Big Pat Sports Talk, you know what it is, man. Peace. This is a Big Blue Crew production.